Good evening. I'm Nemani Jalembatiki of the Fiji Sun. Welcome to Fiji's first TV editorial show. In my say tonight, I will be speaking on the trade union's opposition to individual contracts and their push for a $4 minimum wage. These are some questions that I want the trade unions to answer. Number one, do they employ domestic workers? Number two, if they do, how much are they paying their employees an hour? Number three, if they are paying them a minimum of $4 an hour, then they can be justified in calling on other employers to do the same. If they feel strongly that all workers should get $4 an hour, then they fail to practice it by paying their workers $4, then they are hypocrites, even though that is not the official minimum wage rate. If they are really genuine or serious about the $4 an hour battle, then they should pay their domestic workers a minimum of $4 an hour. They should also pay workers employed in union offices a minimum of $4 an hour. They do not need a new legislation to compel them to pay $4. It's their sole prerogative. If they are not doing it, it may tell us that either they cannot afford it or the workers are not worthy to get $4. Whatever the reason is, it indicates that some employers may not be able to afford the $4 an hour. Many domestic workers, like house girls or housemaids, receive $10 a day or $50 a week. At $4 an hour, they would be receiving $32 a day or $160 for a 5-day week. Now, that's a big jump, and some employers may lay off their domestic workers. The reality is that some employers may afford it, others may not, and it could drive them out of business and make workers redundant. The $4 an hour crusade is linked to the union's battle against the individual contracts. Ironically, it's the contracts that will give workers a better deal because it is performance-based and rewards workers who work hard and excel in their work. Any good worker should not be worried about contracts if they are reliable, competent, and hardworking. They know they will get a pay rise and promotion. If there is a worker that is always late and fails to fulfill his or her responsibilities, he or she should not expect to get the same rewards as the competent and hardworking worker. It's just not fair. But the unions seem to favor an across-the-board system where every worker gets the same, irrespective of their performance. If you look closely at the union agitation, it is the government that is being targeted because it is the biggest employer. The private sector is already using contracts, but the unions did not do anything about it. Talks about individual contracts had been happening between the government and the public sector unions before the idea about strike started. At one stage, a proposed 5-year contract was proposed, and the unions seemed to have been happy with it. All of a sudden, the unions disregarded the progress already made and went for a blanket no to contracts. Technically, there was never any collective agreement between the government and the public sector unions. The government, through the Public Service Commission, gives awards after the unions submit a log of claims. The civil service uses the Public Service Act, the Public Service Regulation, and the general orders to deal with employment matters. If the union is not happy with the award, it could take the matter to arbitration. The trade union's march yesterday, which attracted a few hundreds, was a big letdown for them. They were hoping to attract thousands. It showed that union members, particularly civil servants, are happy with the current reforms, which are increasing their pay and improving working conditions. The march yesterday by union was obviously politically motivated. SODELPA, through its surrogate, the Fijian Teachers Association, and other opposition political parties have been supporting the unions. They are trying to recreate what happened in 1987 when the workers united to help bring down the alliance government of Ratu Serkamises Semara. It led to the formation of the Fiji Labour Party. But the circumstances are different. In 1987, the alliance government, which had been in power since 1970, was beginning to lose touch with the people. In the 2000 general election, Prime Minister Vuraingam Bainimarama is in a commanding position, and his popularity is soaring high. I am Nemani Njalembatiki of the Fiji Sun. That was my say tonight. For more of my views, you can read the Fiji Sun. See you next week.